looking at Scarface as he's punching and kicking Nathan. The next day, we do Nathan as himself, and the double is now in the Scarface makeup. That makeup took maybe 5 hours to put on, so we couldn't take it on and off during the course of the day multiple times. Of course, there is a couple of moments in the scene where you want to be able to clearly see both Nathan and Scarface in the shot and recognize that it's him in both cases. Those had to be done in the computer, and they had to be done by matching not only the motion of the actor but also the motion of the camera that was shot 2 days apart.
For the background element, we've always had tremendous amount of control of what does New York look like from the DeVoe rooftop, because of course that's always shot against the blue screen. So we created the daytime look, the nighttime look. We created a look for it in winter with all the buildings in the background covered with snow. In season 1, we created a look of what is it 5 years after the bomb has gone off? How does the construction going? What's being rebuilt? What got destroyed? What survived? This was supposed to be just seconds after the bomb went off. It wasn't, you know, days later after the dust had settled. It was literally right after the flashpoint. All the dust is in the air, everything is on fire, and we needed to show that chaos. We were really inspired a lot by the documentary footage from the first Gulf War of all the oil wells burning in Kuwait, and just the dense black clouds that were constantly being emitted from the fires there, and the way the sky looked, which was often just from the horizon everywhere you could look around, this dark grayish orange kind of bleakness. It almost looked in some ways like hell.
You have an idea of how it's going to be in your head, and then the special effects teams just they'll blow you away. There's always something in it that you don't see or expect or know is going to happen.
And there's one unsung hero in this nightmare, and that's Adrian Pasdar.
Get away from me!
As having his makeup and prosthetics applied proved a monster of a job.
But I would show up here at 4 in the morning, and the guys would show up, and then I would close my eyes because they'd put the pieces on, and I'd wake up, and it would be a whole transformation, you know? To have people actually sculpting your face and putting prosthetic pieces and makeup and stuff like that on your face is like a living art. For me, it was just an amazing thing to be a part of that kind of artistry.
Adrian Pasdar was a complete trooper. It literally took 3 or 4 hours to put that makeup on every single time, and then he'd have to sort of sit in it all day long, and it wasn't that comfortable, but I think it was a lot of fun for him to have it on, and it's probably fun in a strange way for Adrian to not be so handsome for a while. Can you imagine the burden of that level of handsomeness just all day long, every day?
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know
I remember pulling up at a stop sign, and a cop was next to me, a traffic light, and he just, you know, looked over and he's like, you know, are you all right? I was completely, you know, that side of their face was all like, yeah, I'm fine, it's makeup, you know. He's like, all right, you know, only in Hollywood can you get away with that kind of, you know, the guy can, have a nice night, you know, okay.
But it's time to face the truth. I will never be with you.
When Parkman and Nathan Petrelli come out of this nightmare and they're on the floor in the apartment and they realize that they have been beating each other up and this is a nightmare and this guy really has mad skills.
What happened? Now we know why Molly calls him the Nightmare Man.
When I come out of this, I'm beating myself up, and at the same time, I've got a job to do.
I knew this was a con. I knew I couldn't trust him.
I didn't trust him at all, now I trust him even less. There isn't time to sit there and go, oh, why did I? It's just, now I'm gonna go after him and go after him with a vengeance. If there is one character that has just, it's seen the beginning of his potential, it's Matt Parkman.
But next time, can Parkman get his head round even more mind games?
anything the brain controls, you control.
No.
Senses, actions, thoughts.
No! No, I can't. I can't do any of that stuff.
Well, then you better learn fast, because you're the only one who could stop your father.
And you can see exclusive clips of your favourite characters at bbc.co.uk/heroes. Stay with us for comedy now. It's 2 Pints of Lager on BBC Two.